Welcome to the Hellmouth. Hope everybody's 5x5. This is Major Slayage, Ket Arik, Rewatch, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. My name is Eric. To my right, your left, my wily, wonderful, witchy, whimsical, wisecracking, wine-loving wife and co-host. You know her as half the powerhouse duo that is Kim and Ket. Stay alive, baby. Give it up for the Wendy to my Peter Pan,
Aw,
Ketryn Porter.
That was cute.
Yeah.
Was W the easiest one? That felt pretty like there was a lot of words in there that were shoo-ins for me.
Yeah, no, I feel like it was sort of, you know, the center of the bullseye for things to say about you. First time I haven't consulted any kind of reference. I did just whip that one up off the top of my head as I drove down to 7-Eleven to get my Major Slayage fuel here. I won't mention the name until they sponsor us.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep the label turned away. But hi, welcome. Yeah, we're here to talk about season 3, episode 1 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I cannot believe we've already done 2 seasons of this shit. And
yeah, that's crazy.
We're kicking it off. I thought it might be a good time to reflect on season 2.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of left that out of the last one because we wanted to focus on finishing the season. And now that we've kind of done our episode about becoming part 2, thought maybe we could reflect back. So I asked you to prepare your top 3 and bottom 3 episodes of season 2.
Yes.
How I'd like to do this is sort of, we'll do the top 3 first.
Okay.
Your third best, second best, and then your favorite
Got
episode.
it.
So
Okay.
we'll do our number 3s first. So what was your number 3?
Number 3 was The Dark Age. Really?
Same,
No
yeah.
shit. Was this episode like, it definitely had like some weird stuff in it, but in general, like getting to see Giles's backstory,
Yes.
I thought was done just very effectively and provided us with so much information about who this person is that I think just enriched every other interaction we had with him.
Yeah, and I think Ethan was a fantastic villain.
Yes.
Who they're sort of in league with. You know, he's an antagonist.
He's the Spike to Giles's Angel.
Yes, that's a really great way to put it. I also loved all the Demon Jenny stuff. I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool.
So good.
Really effective, really scary. Yeah, so that was my number 3. What's your number 2?
Number 2, I think was, it feels very tied in my heart, but I think I'm going to go with Becoming Part 2.
Interesting. Tell me why you chose that one.
Only because I think the one that's number 1 is just so gut-wrenching.
Okay. I didn't choose that one, although
Okay.
it may show up later on my list. I chose School Hard.
Oh, okay.
Introduces Spike and Drusilla. Such a great episode. I loved the Angel fake out where he pretends to be bad.
Yes.
He's got,
that's right. I forgot about that.
Xander. Yeah. It had a bonkers move where Spike pulls a rafter out of the wall
Yeah,
to hit Buffy with.
That was pretty great.
Like it was just so over the top. It was so
Yeah.
nuts. I loved it. And then what was your number 1 episode?
Passion for the voiceover alone. I'm just kidding. It was just such a, like, so heartbreaking on so many fucking levels.
Yeah.
Really, really stuck the landing, I think.
All the Jenny stuff was great in that one for me. It did not make my top 3, probably because I really did not like the voiceover.
The voiceover.
But I understand that. I had actually had a tie. I cheated. I brought a tie for number 1.
Okay.
And that's Becoming Part 2, which
Mhm.
you already mentioned, largely for the Jenny
Okay.
fake out. The
Yeah.
Drusilla impersonating Jenny to get to Giles. Just couldn't breathe
Yeah.
during that. It was so beautiful and so heartbreaking. And then this one surprised me,
Okay.
but it was the finale. It was the climax of this episode that did it for me. It was I Only Have Eyes for You.
Oh, yeah.
When Buffy becomes James and Angel is Miss Newman and they play out
You
that.
loved that.
I just thought it was such good storytelling. And
Yeah, it really was.
Another one where I just couldn't breathe while we were watching it. A lot of good episodes, but those were the tops for me.
Agreed.
I'm curious how much overlap we're going to have in this bottom 3 as well.
I think a lot.
What was your third to worst?
Third to worst was Some Assembly Required.
Okay.
Just because who cares? Like, that's just, who cares? Who cares? I didn't care about any of the characters that were introduced in this episode. And it just felt very small.
Yeah. And kind of a retread of I Robot You Jane with the 2 henchmen.
Yeah.
The one who gets cold feet and the one who's a diehard devotee.
Yeah. I just wasn't into it.
I thought that was a fine middle of the road monster of the week episode for me. My number 3, third to worst, Lie to Me.
Lie to me.
Her friend from school comes back.
With Mushroom.
Yeah, where we first meet Chanterelle.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought there was so much wonky storytelling. They spoiled so many what could have been really tense surprises. We were waiting for the characters to catch up to stuff we already knew the whole time.
Yeah, I
and
remember.
I was really, really bored.
Yeah, I remember talking about that.
What about you, number 2, second to worst?
Oh boy. Go Fish.
Go Fish.
And
same.
Let's say our number 1 worst episode together.
Do you want to talk about Go Fish at all?
We don't need to.
You'd prefer not to.
It was terrible. You ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Inca Mummy Girl.
Yep.
Inca Mummy Girl was
garbage.
Stinka Mummy Girl. Yeah, just for all the reasons. None of it made any sense. None of it worked. The Peru man shows up, takes one swing, and then runs away for no reason.
Yeah.
And again, just talk about not caring. I just didn't care.
Look,
although
I'm yawning even
thinking about it. So yeah, tell us in the comments if you agree with these rankings. It's funny because we mentioned in our review of I Only Have Eyes for You that without the angel twist, we were speculating that maybe that script had been a Monster of the Week episode that had been reworked. We know there was some of that in season 2. I couldn't find confirmation that one was, although I still strongly suspect it could have been the case. But we said without the angel twist at the end, without Buffy being James and that whole thing, that episode might have been up there with Inca Mummy Girl. And there were people in the comments going, I loved Inca Mummy Girl. Like they hate that we talk shit about Inca Mummy Girl. So are we wrong? Did we pick the right 3 or I guess, 5-ish episodes were mentioned?
Like I don't hold it against you, but if you like Inca Mummy Girl, you're incorrect. And that's okay. We can't be right all the time. I just need you to know that you're wrong. Okay?
Well, that was it. Yeah, I thought a really strong season. I finally understood, as someone who came into this having not seen the first 2 seasons, and honestly probably most of season 3, like since it aired, maybe saw it once on a rerun pretty close to when it aired. I come in as a fan of season 5.
Mm-hmm.
I love season 7. 6 has some great stuff in it. So like those are the ones I'm most familiar with. So when I would hear people say season 2 was peak Buffy, I kind of rolled my eyes without like doing a deep dive. But now that we've spent I can
see why people say that.
Yeah, we've spent the last 22 weeks wild. Spent the last 22 weeks really living in, breathing in season 2. I can understand that argument. I don't know that it is my favorite season, but there's a lot of really strong stuff in there, and I can see why people fell in love with this show based on that season.
Agreed.
All right, are you
ready
to
jump in
to tear the Band-Aid off this new season?
Yeah.
Did you want to do a spell for us real quick?
Yeah, I have a spell. This is another one from my personal grimoire. So one of the concepts that we have in tarot actually is the fall of the tower. So the tower card is literally where everything that you know crumbles beneath you and you are left without a foundation. So there are, on its surface, one could say that the tower is one of the worst cards to get. I don't feel that way. I feel like it's the card of rock bottom, where you now have the option of building something new on a sturdy foundation, as opposed to literally a rickety tower that you were trying to keep constructed the whole time.
So it's an opportunity.
It's an opportunity. Yeah. So I actually wrote a spell called Regeneration after the fall of the tower. Buffy's tower has definitely fallen. And I think we can say at the end of this episode that she's definitely in a place now where she is ready to start rebuilding. So in this one, you're going to cast a circle, whatever circle you choose. I decided to light an orange candle for confidence and power, but whatever color correspondence works for you. I then burned cinnamon incense. Cinnamon is most commonly used to sort of like jumpstart an element of your spell. It's sort of like the spark plug.
It's an accelerant.
An accelerant. Yeah, I don't know what a spark plug does, so I don't know why I was using that as an example.
Do you want me to explain it or?
Oh, I couldn't care less. No. Then you are going to draw the seal of Solomon, the third pentacle of Mercury. Yes, I will share a graphic of that. It's a very difficult symbol to draw, which is the point, because I sort of used it as a meditation, really trying to copy this symbol of power. And as you do it, you're going to say, the power of mindful words elevates my soul. You will then wrap more cinnamon into some burnable paper and let it burn away. Once it's burned, you will say, my words are power, mote their magic be. Close the circle, bury the ashes. The end.
Very cool. I think I remember doing that one with you.
Yeah. So for the regeneration of the tower and for Buffy.
Ketryn will share that on our Patreon for anyone that wants to read it and have it as a reference to perhaps use on your own.
Yeah.
We are joined by a very special guest today. Tansy is in studio watching us record. That's Ethel's cousin. We're dog sitting for her while her mom is on the East Coast, going to see Hamilton in New York.
So jealous.
So
with
jealous.
Leslie Odom Jr.
Jr. is in the cast. So
crazy.
It's really healing to have a puppy watch us do our show again. So,
yeah.
Welcome, little girl.
Yeah.
Anyway, would you like to kick this off? Let's get into this
I have
episode.
a marital grievance, though.
I
He's still chewing so much gum, you guys. And he put in a new piece of gum to start the show and then held the microphone to his mouth and chewed into the microphone with the headphones on.
You realize I can cut all of this and no one will ever hear any of this.
But you won't.
I probably won't.
Let's do.
All right, let's do it. Season 3, episode 1, Anne. Her?
Cemetery. Vampire coming up out of the grave, and somebody is standing there waiting for him. And
in a heroic pose.
In a heroic pose. And she says, that's right, big boy. Come and get it. Not the best we've heard. And then we see, it's because this person doesn't have as much practice with the punning. It's Willow, because Xander is doing the slaying. And
are they doing the slaying?
Well,
they're definitely doing the patrolling.
They're doing the trying of the slaying.
They're out there. They're not exactly slaying.
No, they're not.
You did not slay. Fuck you.
But you know what they're not doing? Getting slayed.
True.
Good for you.
They seem to know enough to just narrowly avoid being killed themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I haven't seen the official ledger. I'd be surprised if they've bagged a single vampire.
Well, they didn't in this particular patrol. So we learned some stuff. So school's tomorrow. Cordy and Xander were apart for the whole summer because Cordy was at what I can only presume was the Dirty Dancing resort.
Yes.
That's how she described it, except in Mexico.
Nobody puts Cordy in a corner.
Yeah. And Xander, they clearly haven't wanted to talk about the fact that Buffy just never came back after slaying Angel.
And it's weird because Willow makes a reference to the one-liner and refers to the Slayer, doesn't call her Buffy. And I wonder if that was some sort of like placing some distance.
You know how I interpreted it? It's even cuter. In Willow's mind, the Slayer has like 2 responsibilities: to slay and to pun. So she's like, the Slayer does puns. Like, she's like, if we're doing the slaying, we also have to do the punning.
She's cosplaying.
That's
as
what
the
I
Slayer.
think. Yeah.
I think that's fair.
And we're reminded that she got expelled from school.
And Oz seems surprised that school is starting. I remember them saying last season that he's a senior.
Yeah.
And it was a big scandal that Willow was dating a senior. So he's now presumably not going to be in school anymore. Willow's like, that's okay, because you don't usually wake up till 3:00 anyway.
Yeah.
So shouldn't be an issue.
So glad to see him in episode 1 of season 3, by the way. Looks like they learned their lesson. We're starting strong.
He's in 3 in a row so far.
With a very Aussie episode.
Yeah.
So let's go see what Buffy's doing. She's hanging out on the beautiful sandy beaches of Los Angeles with none other than her boyfriend. So we have Beachy and Drangel. That's Beach Buffy and Dream Angel. Beachy and Drangel.
So what would their names together be?
Betrayangel. Yeah. And we obviously know it's a dream because he's in the sunlight and
he's not wearing black.
And he has a very poignant line where he says something along the lines of, you can never get rid of me, not even if you kill me.
And then she wakes up.
Ouch. And she wakes up like, this was heartbreaking, and I could feel it. I could feel the despair, because what she didn't do was wake up like in a start or like jump up or whatever. She literally just opened her eyes,
So
like, oh, not
again.
yeah. And it was really well done.
And it was very relatable, because it's the kind of thing where it's like, I've definitely had those like dreams where you have a really bad moment with a loved one, or you relive a thing that you're not trying to think about, and then you wake up from that dream and it fucking like ruins your whole day. And like, I mentioned in the watch along, when I get those, sometimes I will actually try to go back to sleep and wake up in a different dream just so I can potentially try and start my day in a better mood.
That's cute.
But Buffy's just like, she's just surrendered to it.
Yeah, exactly.
This just is what it is. She's resigned.
And she looks out the window. We see that she's clearly in, what did you call it? So it's not a motel. It's not like an apartment building. It's a place that you can rent, by the week.
I said tenement house. It's like a short-term rental. It's not a hotel.
Yeah.
She mentions by the end of the episode it's weekly rent, but she's in downtown LA. And
the scariest part, and they really wanted us to know it was the spookiest part of
There's
LA.
Some scary parts of. You kept mentioning that downtown LA is not that bad. Depends on where you are. There's a lot of microbreweries and art galleries and old bookstores, and there's also neighborhoods that you just feel like you're in a wasteland apocalypse.
Honestly, do you know what I'm referring to? Like, you're completely right. I'm referring to this like demonization that's currently happening of the major cities.
Right.
I think that's what I'm responding to.
You feel like this is secretly like MAGA propaganda about
from
blue
30 years
being,
ago.
Terrible.
Yeah. They infiltrated a TV show 30 years ago. So we see that what she's doing for money is she's a server at a little diner that I bet has like great food, like great diner food.
She did not give any indication of that. She says they have a peach pie.
That they don't even know if it has a peach in it. Never mind.
I don't think there's any chance this place has good food.
Repealed. No. Withdrawn. Thank you. Repealed.
Somebody needs to watch Schoolhouse Rock.
I know, right? Her name is Anne.
Her?
She's got an Anne name tag. She goes and serves some real grossos, and one of them smacks her on the ass. And this was one of those times where I have this thing inside of me that I think lives inside of me. Somebody's going to trigger it at some point in my life. I just don't know when or where.
And you've been walking around with that punch cocked for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
I don't know
15
how you don't.
years. No, it's been since birth. I've been walking.
So 29 years.
Yeah, 29 years. It just felt like I was like, oh, that would have been my moment. Like, and I
was kind of hoping she would.
Yeah, like, congratulations in the future to whoever unlocks that for me. You'll go down in history as the one who I get to punch in the face. Then she goes over to another table and we see a very familiar face. A little adorable blonde mushroom girl. We recognize her. She recognizes Buffy clearly, but Buffy is not making a connection or not wanting to make a connection.
I think maybe she does and is not.
I don't think she does, and I'll tell you why later. When they meet again, I'll tell you when we get there. She seems very love happy. She's with a boyfriend named Ricky, but they're definitely like not doing well. They can't
afford diner food because they just blew their last apparently $9 on tacky tattoos.
Like, really, like, how much did you pay for that tattoo?
And they're enormous.
They're so big.
We got matching tattoos. So I have a tattoo on my wrist. You can barely see it. I'll put a picture up. It's your initials written in your handwriting that we got on our honeymoon. And you've got an A for Eric in typewriter font on yours.
Yeah.
They're itty bitty.
Way cooler.
Very classy, very discreet.
Yeah.
No reflection of how big my commitment to you is. But these are garish, and when you're not paired up with the other person,
it's just a big red
like
rash.
An oblong, looks like a flat dodgeball.
Yeah, it's bad news bears. And now you don't have any money for pie. Also, even in 1999, what diner has a piece of pie for change?
I don't think Buffy confirmed they could afford the pie.
Okay.
He goes, what can I buy with this?
Why don't you let me get a sip for 15 cents?
My cups cost more than 15 cents.
All right, fuck the cup. Pour it in my hand for a dime.
Maybe you could get a coffee back. You could probably still get 59-cent cup of coffee back in those days.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe you could. Yeah.
But you ain't getting no pie. No.
Mushroom is like, do I know you? And Buffy's like, no, and I'm out. And she bails. And literally is like, I'm not feeling well.
Going
and
on
leaves.
break. I'm out.
So now we got to head back to Sunnydale and see how everyone's doing. Guys, there's students at Sunnydale.
In
It
the
is a
library.
bustling library.
There are kids looking at and for books in the library.
The extras budget has
I was just elated.
skyrocketed.
I was elated.
Yeah, so much learning happening at
lived in.
Sunnydale.
As we've always said, the move should have been the last 2 seasons. In some of these conspiratorial, they're going over the who, the what, the why, the where, and the how of whatever monster they're facing. There should be a few students milling about, a couple people set up studying at those tables, and they kind of have to speak in hushed tones and be a little bit conspiratorial about it. It just would have made the show feel more lived in. So to see kids in the library, I was just
bouncing
I
about.
loved it.
Yeah. So we also learned that Giles is not watchering the Scoobies. He they're checking in with him. They're saying like what's working and what's not.
But he's not training anybody.
Which I'm kind of like, it's pretty hands off, dude. Like,
but he's got a sacred duty. There might be contractual things, like he's like forbidden from sharing the secrets. The Slayers don't traditionally have a group of friends.
Yeah, that's true. And
so
maybe
it might
he
be
like
strict
let them
rules
borrow.
about.
Maybe he let them borrow some weaponry crosses and shit, for all we know. But he also has a different task. He keeps getting like leads and hints about where a blonde girl slaying vampires might be
Up and down the West Coast.
Yeah. Cordy comes in and she greets Willow so sweetly. Hi, Willow.
Mhm.
Like very much a friendly greeting. We learned that she's very nervous to see Xander because she hasn't seen him all summer, being that she was at the Dirty Dancing Resort.
And this is before cell phones. There was no keeping in touch.
Yeah.
And especially, she's Mexico. They're not calling international to check in.
Right. Yeah.
So
so all of this is kind of happening. We're just kind of like going through the school and meeting different people. So then Oz comes up to Willow and she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, remember how I didn't graduate? And she's like, yeah, that's what summer school was for. And he's like, remember how I didn't go? And I'm like, Willow, you were with him all summer. You had to know that he was not going to summer school.
Too busy playing tonsil hockey to worry about his school schedule.
Yeah. But you know what I loved that Willow did is like, she exerted a lot of like confidence here where she didn't cut him down. She didn't insult him or make him feel bad. But like she was kind of like, what's up with that, dude? Like
you're really smart and
you're really
repeating a
smart.
grade, like,
and he's like, you don't think it's cute? And she's like, I don't think it's cute that you're not trying. Like it was just it was really lovely.
Yeah, the Bart Simpson underachiever and proud of it
isn't
working.
She didn't shame him. She just was kind of like, this isn't really do what you want, but no, it doesn't do it for me, kind of thing.
But I mean, better than not graduating,
sure,
and being a dropout.
Yeah, well, I think he's bothering because he gets to hang out with Willow all day.
This was definitely a little writer fuckery. This reminded me of 90210 when David Silver was dating Donna, and he was a year younger than everybody. And then when it was time to graduate, and they needed the story to move to college or out into the world, much like this show does after everyone graduates. They went ahead and had David take a test so he could graduate early because they wanted him to still be in the mix.
Sure.
So this is the same kind of thing. We need Oz in the school for some shit.
Yeah.
So they just say, how about he flunked out? And we're having him redo it.
They seeded it pretty early. Like it's not like it was
Plus, we saw 4 episodes of him
with
not
him
at
not
school.
there. Yeah.
So we believe he has all kinds of incompletes.
Exactly. Yeah. Xander's here too. And hallelujah, he's rolling his sleeves. He's rolling his sleeves. He's rolling his sleeves.
You were a fan.
Yeah.
The shirt on paper, if you saw that shirt on a website, you probably go, I don't know, but he pulled it off. He looked great.
He pulled it off. Xander's also very nervous to see Cordy. They have their awkward meetup. Like Zordy has their awkward meetup, and you can tell that they're both wanting the other one to make the first emotional move.
Right.
Be the first one to say, I missed you. Be the first one to open this back up again.
They each assume the other one had a little Grease summer lovin'.
Right. Neither of them did, but they both are emotionally low EQ.
What did I say at the very end when they finally sorted their shit? I was like, aw, that was silly. They're annoying and awesome.
Yeah. That's exactly what they are. Back in Buff's motel room, whatever it is, and she's got a can of beans on her lap for dinner.
It's SpaghettiOs.
And then Eric told his disgusting story about what he would eat in movie theaters that I've had to listen to at least 16 times, at least once a year that we've been together.
Well, most of these people aren't on our Patreon, so I might as well tell it now. So what I would do, this is before I met her.
This grosses me out so much. I
this
don't
is
know
back-
why.
I think you guys tell me in the comments if her reaction is fitting. So this is back when I ate meat. This is before we were together. I'd go to the movies and I'd go the first screening of the day, like on a weekend. I'd go like a 10 a.m. screening. And then I would plan my day out and I would sneak into 2 other movies. I'd spend all day at the movie theater. I'd watch 3 movies. And I would pack in my bag a can of beefaroni with the flip top that I would eat room temperature with a plastic fork while at the movies as my lunch. And she just thinks this is the worst thing ever.
It's just like have some respect for yourself.
It was a means to an end. It was also budget conscious.
Have some respect for yourself.
So
It's so upsetting.
of all the things in my past I've told her, this seems to be the thing she can't get over.
Yeah, it's really gross. So back to the terrifying streets of Los Angeles, downtown LA. Buffy is walking home and we're just kind of seeing, the streets. We see a guy with pamphlets who's, goes up to a unhoused person and is like, hey, have you found the Lord or whatever? Then there's a woman kind of sitting in an alcove of a building saying, I'm no one. Like just a lot of sort of unblessed people.
Yeah, a lot of urban misery.
Back at school, we see where Buffy is, but the Scoobies don't, obviously. So Giles is ready to rush out of the library. He's like, I got a tip. I got to go. Xander says, I don't mean to poop at the party, but how is this tip any different than the other ones? I have never heard that phrase before.
Well, no, he's doing the Buffyism. He's doing the Tox Weasel. The phrase is don't want to be a party pooper.
Right.
So he's reinventing it.
But
he's
the way that
engineering
he
it.
says it, we just talked about poop on Buffy the Vampire Slayer on the WB. Like it's ridiculous to me.
Well, for what it's worth, I think he said poop the party, not poop at the party.
He did
So
it.
we'll
He said poop
We'll
at
drop
the
the
party.
clip here and we'll see
He said-
who's right.
Look, I don't mean to poop the party here. It's just
Poop the party.
It's funnier my way. I didn't mean to poop at the party. That's funny. Back in terrifying downtown LA, Buffy's walking home and Mushroom is like, Anne.
Huh?
Anne.
She's really funny.
Well, let's hope so.
Buffy. And she turns around.
Cover blown.
Yeah.
He
And
just doxed her.
yeah, for real. And she's like, do you not remember me? And at first Buffy says, Lily, like
From the
being like
diner?
from the diner. And she's like, no, from before. So that's how I think she responded to someone recognizing her.
Fair enough.
I don't think she actually placed
put it together till right there.
Yeah. So
she just wasn't going to answer where are you from.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. First of all, this actress,
She was great.
I want to trivia crypt it. This is such a difficult role to play because she is quite literally like the definition of pathetic. Like she sort of gloms on to anyone that she believes can take care of her. She
Yeah,
has
she's-
absolutely zero faith in herself
She's
to
a
take care of
barnacle.
herself.
She's a parasite.
Yeah, but
not
parasite, yeah.
not in a like in a nature sense. Like a
Yeah.
parasite in nature isn't lazy or conniving or a con artist. It literally attaches to another living thing to survive.
Right.
So that's how I mean it.
Yeah. And she just, she's obviously unhoused. We also get a really cute exchange where Buffy breaks it to her that Chanterelle, her name that she had chosen when she was in the vampire cult, is a mushroom, which she did not know.
She also went by Sister Sunshine at one point.
Sister Sunshine.
Sunshine.
We don't see this a lot. Someone who's been through several cults.
Yes, right? But the one name that she won't share is her real name.
What do they call you at home? And she shuts down. And it would have been really easy to play this as a caricature
That's
of
what,
this
yes,
person.
yes, keep going. That's what I was going to say.
And I thought it was a very grounded performance.
Yes.
She elicited a lot of empathy.
Mhm.
She's so broken. Your heart goes out to her. And we talked about this in the watch along too, that she sort of learned as a survival tactic to make herself into like a puppy.
Yep.
She's vulnerable and kind of pathetic, and it makes you want to take care of her.
Mhm.
And that's the way she can survive until she gets to the next thing to attach
I mean,
herself to.
it's quite literally what Ethel did to me. when she came out from behind that
wasn't
trash
an
can.
act, though. Ethel.
No, but I don't think this is an act
true.
either.
I guess you're
like
right.
this is, she's just like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
You know?
So Ethel came to you and needed help.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we fell for it.
So
We're better for it.
Lily very sweetly, little mushroom, invites Buffy to a rave, and it's very cute and sweet and awkward because she's like, I think she's genuinely inviting her to this rave, and I think then she realizes
It sounds like I'm just asking you for money.
but
yeah.
I don't think she was. You know?
She was looking for companionship, and she was. I have something of value. I know about this thing that we could go do that would be fun, but you need to bring the bankroll.
Yeah, and Buffy obviously says no, but Buffy very sweetly is like, you guys can go, you and Ricky can go.
Mm-hmm.
Lily then declines that, and then they're sort of interrupted by an unhoused man just pushing through them, saying, I'm no one, which we heard another unhoused person say.
A clue. And
then he just walks right out into the middle of the road and stands in front of a car. Buffy's instincts kick in. She pushes him out of the way, but she's fucking...
And it was horrific.
It was.
It was violent and it was scary.
Great stunt work.
Mm-hmm.
We're already seeing like such great stunt work.
The production values were through the roof on this episode.
Yeah, because even in the cemetery with the Scoobies, like there was, the vampire happened to be an ex-gymnast. So like there was a lot of floopy flues and stuff happening. It was great. So Buffy then, runs off because there's a lot of hullabaloo now. Like a little blonde girl was just hit by a car and everyone's around her. So she runs right into Mr. Pamphleteer, who was handing out, the Lord is the Lord and Jesus is the Lord.
The flyer needed another pass on the copy.
Yeah, because he hands her a flyer that says, come home to family home. Really? That's all we had? He's talking about like, you're too young to be out here. Like this place drains the life out of you. Despair drains the life out of you.
He's got real youth pastor vibes. He's got
real youth pastor vibes.
That haircut that only the Lord could love.
Right. Yeah. And not like youth pastor Luke, who's like, I'm the cool pastor.
Yeah, no poker shells and acoustic guitar on this guy.
No, he's Mormon pastor, if you will. This is where we see the music video montage of downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah, where it looks like a very important music video of some band trying to highlight
the intro to the movie Kids.
Just showing the urban decay and just how hard life on the street is. And
and then
supposed to make you appreciate the house you're in, watching it on the television that you own,
or the couch you're lounging on at the Bronze, because it's overlaid by the music of the band at the Bronze. And I just have to comment, man, oh man, do I miss third spaces. Like, what is the Bronze? The Bronze is a third space of requirement. It's whatever we need it to be. It's a rock venue. It's a cafe. It's a study spot. It's a whatever. But like, just the third space of it all made me really like melancholy and nostalgic.
Yeah, I miss in college. I would go a lot to because it's right now the band is kind of doing mellow acoustic stuff. Xander even talks about they came on Depressing Night, and it's like much more coffee house vibes than like rock venue vibes. And can I just say, like, I don't want to linger, but the singer of this band is just stunning. And she's got, which I thought was a very Buffy outfit in some red pants. And she just looks incredible. And the music is just chill. Like, you don't always want to go rock out and headbang.
No.
And so everyone's kind of kicked back on couches. And it was just this moment where, I want to find the version of the Bronze that we can go to now.
I don't know if I've ever told you this. Well, put a pin in that. I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but I have such a distinct memory of the first time that I had this exact feeling. I was between my junior and senior year of high school, and I went to a month-long camp at Bennington College, and it was there was a lot of freedom because everybody was taking 2 art classes of their choosing. So I was taking voice and acting, but some other people were taking photography and, guitar or whatever it was. But we all were just kind of hanging out together. We got to stay in these big kid dorms, and, we had a roommate. It was fantastic. And then on the weekends, we would all go to this little cafe on campus. And I felt like such a big kid.
Yeah.
I felt so grown up. And I remember like, some kid was, one of the cool kids was like playing a vinyl and like, going up, and I like ordered a latte and I hated it. Like I'd never had like I think a cappuccino, and I never had a cappuccino before. And I was like, I ordered a cappuccino and I hated it, but I drank the whole thing. And I also ordered like this little like bowl of baked ziti. And I just was like, this is the coolest moment of my life. And it's like a core memory. And that's what the bronze feels like to me. Oh, it's making me choked up. That's what the bronze feels like to me, of just people interacting and hanging out with each other. And there's actually a space opening in Los Angeles, fingers crossed. So if anybody, I think they're taking like donations,
We'll put a link.
investments and things. It's called the Witch's Cottage. It's at this 4-story building that I can't believe they got. Like I can't fucking believe they got it.
Former location of the Federal Bar in North Hollywood.
Yeah,
Which,
it's like 4 stories. It's like a restaurant at the bottom, blah 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 blah. But basically, these witches got a hold of it
because it failed during the pandemic.
Yeah, and they want this space to be a cafe, bar, performance space, spiritual place, yoga studio, and now a full D&D studio. Like it is unreal what these witches are trying to put together, and it's like the ultimate third space. Like you'll
be up there all the time.
Yeah, and also like, I know witches. You don't need to be a witch to enjoy their space. You know what I mean? Like I think most of them will be, but it's just,
I'll be your +1.
Thank you. Anyway, third spaces. Kids don't have them these days. We got to figure out a way to create third spaces for kids.
Their third space is the internet.
Yeah.
Which is that all the things we used to do in person.
Yeah.
All the things we would leave our house to go do, all the fulfillment, all of the interaction, all of the growth, all of the figuring out our social boundaries happened for me in skating rinks and like arcades that were set up more like bars, but they didn't serve alcohol.
Or even your friend's basement.
Like, but it had like pool tables and stuff like that. And they do this all on Snapchat now.
Yeah.
It's tragic.
So anyway, the conversation that we're having, we just need to cover. Xander and Cordelia still haven't like connected yet. So Xander is just spiraling about blah, blah, blah. And of course he always goes vindictive, and he always goes, trying to hurt somebody, which is so his just parental upbringing. And he suggests that one of the ways that they can solve the problem of letting too many vamps get away, because they're not actually slayers, is they need bait. And who is he going to use for bait but Cordelia? And it's just, Xander, grow up.
What do they say? Hurt people, hurt people.
That's exactly, that's like Xander's middle name. Xander, hurt people, Harris. There's somebody else we got to go check on. Joyce. Now, listen. I am a Joyce defender. I'm a Joyce defender. I'm not a Joyce
apologist.
Correct. I'm not a Joyce apologist. It's not that I don't see where she's making mistakes. I just have room for the amount of turmoil that is going on inside of her as a parent. I don't envy her position. I don't think that she makes the right choice, but I feel very empathetic towards the missteps, I guess. She makes a big one here. And again, I don't blame her, because I know she's just sitting in her house alone, stewing over the giant mistake that she made and having to justify it to herself. And what better way to do that than to place the blame elsewhere? So here's what happens. Giles comes over to give Joyce the update that once again, there were no blonde girls slaying vampires, nor were there any vampires even. And we get a sense of just like how broken Joyce is and how worried she is about Buffy. Giles says, I gotta be honest with you. Like, I know we want her back, like, but I'm not like worried about her. Like she can handle herself.
And Joyce is like, I just want to talk to her. The last conversation we had was a fight. And Giles is like, well, don't blame yourself.
And she says,
I don't. I blame you.
And this is where she really fucked up. And I get why she's placing the blame, because it's
she can't
so
live with
painful.
what she did.
Yeah, it's so painful.
But Giles didn't tell Buffy to leave and not come back.
No, and also her saying like, you had this whole relationship with her behind my back. Bitch, you weren't there.
Yeah.
How many times were you not home? And I'm not saying like you have to not have a life as a parent. I'm definitely not saying that, but like when you have to reconcile the things you could have done differently, you know, and she can't be mad at her daughter having a relationship with the librarian behind her back because he wasn't that secretive about it. It wasn't
he
really
would
behind
show
her
up
back.
At things. He was the one who called her when Buffy
He was showing
in
up
the
at the hospital. Yeah. So Joyce.
Yeah, it's
Joyce.
He showed up when Joyce was in the hospital.
Yeah.
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 So
This is just
I feel like
Joyce.
this scene is my thesis about Joyce. I the less said the better.
And I would agree with that. So back in downtown Los Angeles, Buffy's back at work. Lily comes into work and she's like, yo, I can't find my boyfriend. He's been gone for more than a day and that's not his vibe. Buffy is so exasperated. Like she's like, have you asked around? Like she cannot hide it. She's like
call
me.
the police.
Yeah.
Like do the things. She's refilling sugar containers and doesn't spill a grain of sugar. I was so impressed. Like I can't do anything without making a mess.
Really?
I open a little pack of Splenda and 2/3 of it goes on the counter. And that's just, I just don't have those fine motor skills, which is weird because I can play guitar and I can type.
Right, because marital grievance. He does have the fine motor skills. This is what kills me because he has fine motor skills. He plays 150 billion instruments. He's very, very, very good with his hands. What he is when he doesn't like the task, he's lazy and he doesn't think about it. So it doesn't occur to him to like, just be a little bit more careful when you open the Splenda. Hey, when you're making nachos, just don't throw cheese up in the air and see if it lands in the bowl. Done.
Kind of got sideswiped on.
Okay, so Buffy,
you were reviewing our old episodes and looking for like highlights to maybe put some stuff together. You're like, I think I'm kind of harsh with you on the show, and I was like, yeah, I don't tell you how to be on the show. Like you be how you are.
Sustained. Buffy agrees to help. And so they go to the blood bank first because that's where, you know, they were selling their blood to buy food. And she knows the nurse there and she's like, have you seen Ricky? And the nurse is like, no, haven't seen him. But as they leave, the nurse definitely has like a face of like, I told you I didn't know anything, but I know something.
This is like the third time we've seen something like this where we've got Ian killed by death.
Oh,
Buffy's asking questions about the kids recovering from the flu, and the nurse like has kind of.
Why are there always all these nurses that are
Go
minions?
Fish? The nurse is in on the steam steroids with the fishmen.
Yeah.
Get another. Well, I guess we don't know this woman's a nurse. We know she wears a white coat.
No, I mean, I think you have to be licensed in some way to be working at a blood bank.
She could be the receptionist and just wearing a white coat. Like I'm just saying, we don't actually have the evidence that she's a nurse, but she definitely is nurse coded.
Yeah.
What does Tox Weasel have against nurses?
I know. Damn. Buffy decides to do some reconnaissance on her own because she did say, let's split up. You go look at, places that you know Ricky to be. I'm going to go look at places that I think he might be. And she goes to a drug den and she finds something very interesting. She finds the old man that she saved from being hit by a car who is dead on the ground in this drug den, having killed himself by drinking Drano, which, oh boy. And then she checks his pulse. I thought this was really smart. She checks his pulse to see if he's dead. She sees his forearm.
Tattoo.
There are only 2 people on this planet that would ever get that butt ugly tattoo. And one of them is laying right here, except he's like 75. Mm-hmm. So she's like, what the shit? Now she's a Slayer. So she immediately is like, this is some demon shit. Right. Because I know that there are not more people getting this tattoo. She then, meets Lily at her room and tells Lily that Ricky is dead. Mushroom is obviously like in denial, not wanting it to be true, especially when Buffy's like, and he's old. And she's like, okay, then not him. And then we see another instance of a character being unable to process their own pain and putting it on someone else.
Yeah, we get a lot of misplaced blame here.
Yeah, because then Mushroom says, well, there weren't any fucking monster ass demon old people draining shit until you got here.
And the Buffy rightly says like, I didn't
You came
tell
to
you
me,
that. Yeah,
bitch.
you stalked me. You made several passes.
Yeah.
I was trying to be left the fuck alone.
So Mushroom Lily leaves and she runs into the pamphleteer again.
Worst Disney superhero movie ever.
Yeah. And she, you know, she's crying and what's wrong and blah, blah, blah. And she says, Ricky, and he's, I know where Ricky
Wait,
is.
that you make you Lily. We know Ricky.
And the poor little puppy is like, you know where Ricky is? Like, that was me walking like a puppy. I just have to go back to this actress because, again, this is actually the type of character that I hate. I do not enjoy spending time with, especially, this is my problem. This is not a judgment. This is just something that clearly it triggers something in me.
Mhm.
I do not enjoy spending time with specifically women who are this helpless. It's
There's a lack of agency, which makes it hard to watch and then frankly hard to play because
Yes.
acting is all about verbs.
Yes.
Acting is all about what is this character trying to get? And if you're trying to get something passive,
Yes.
it's a lot harder to pull that off and make it compelling. And I think and she had a lot of heavy lifting. This wasn't an under 5. Like this girl carries a lot of scenes.
Yeah, she made me care about her, which in that type of character is very hard to do. Like, I definitely tend to err on the side of, okay, well, do it yourself then. Like, you know, we're all out here trying to do, like, it triggers an anger in me, which I'll talk to a therapist about. It's fine. Buffy, we now see, has broken into the blood bank.
So cool. I will never not get a charge out of her busting a locked door
You
open
love
with
it.
Slayer strength.
You love it.
I think I'm still triggered from I, Robot Eugene when she couldn't get the door
Yeah.
open.
Yeah. So
Now it's like if she comes up against the door and we see a handle shake, I know that thing's coming off. And
Yeah.
I loved it. It was
we
great.
do see her throughout that she gets stronger and stronger and stronger. She's
Mhm.
able to do more and more and more, which I find interesting. I loved this whole scene. This was so Buffy. I loved it. So she breaks in, not trying to be quiet or hide it or sneak or anything.
Right.
She finds Ricky's file and she sees that in the note, like, he's very healthy, whatever. And then she sees in the notes it says candidate. We then see the nurse come up behind her. We think that Buffy hasn't heard or seen her.
Right.
And the nurse says, "What are you doing?" And she says,
Breaking into your office and going through your private files.
without even turning her head. And it was
Right.
just such a great moment. The nurse threatens to call the police and Buffy just rips the phone out of the wall. It was
Yeah.
just so great.
She's like, yeah, she's got no fucks to give. She's like, I've dealt with some baddies.
Yeah.
It ain't you.
It ain't you. Yeah. But we learn that this nurse, all she knows is that she has to give the information of the healthy ones to, we don't know, we'll find out. Back with Pamphleteer and Mushroom. He is allegedly offering to baptize her in some way, but he has to put different clothes on her.
Because he doesn't want her clothes to get all wet.
But he just puts a actual potato sack on her as a dress. If this was KK Sam, we would call it a burp map. Poor Mushroom Lily is just like, okay, whatever.
And we talked about in our watch along that there's one of two things happening. Both are equally heartbreaking. One is either she's so blind to the harm that could come to her, or she's made a calculated decision that there's some harm that I'm about to endure, but I'm willing to trade that for a roof over my head, and I can plot my next move from there.
Yeah.
And either version of that is gut wrenching.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is such. The only word I come up with is broken. Like,
Yeah.
this is a broken person.
Yeah. So back with the Scoobies, they're trying to patrol again, but they're trying to do it with bait this time. Oz has like the lamest line and gesture, but Seth Green is so good at his job that he pulls it off when he says,
Is everybody packing?
and then literally like lifts up his shirt like he's going to expose a gun. It was so lame
And he's got a
so
cross tucked
stupid.
into his
Yeah.
waist.
But he just like, he's equal parts unaffected and fully in it at the same time.
That's so true because Oz has a kind of detachment to him,
Mm-hmm.
but this is
he's
all
never-
very exciting.
Yeah, and he's also like never not committed.
Right.
Like Seth Green is like playing aloof, but he's not detached, I guess, and it's great. Hats off to you, Seth Green. The plan goes horribly. Cordy was supposed to be bait, but Zordy gets distracted fighting. And so a vamp comes up very easily behind them and actually attacks Willow. Oh no, things look like they're off the rails. Back with Mushroom Lily in the baptism, we see that he wants to baptize her in a pool of black goo.
Yeah.
Very gelatinous, tarry goo.
Yeah,
and
we have a whole museum of how this stuff would trap and kill dinosaurs.
yeah, and
here in LA.
the poor girl, I mean, to your point of like weighing the terrible options, she's like, it looks pretty dirty. And she's like, but I guess I'm going to stick my hand fully up to the elbow in
Right.
it. We then see that the nurse clearly gave Buffy some very important information about who she gives the candidates to, because Buffy has now shown up at pamphleteer Prophet's door. And she is, I love that they don't make Buffy, I said this in the watch along, I love that they don't make Buffy good at everything.
I just suck at undercover.
Subterfuge is not her.
She's a battering ram.
Yeah.
That's what she is. Like if you need subterfuge or you know,
Subtlety,
undercover
spycraft is
subtlety,
not really
any
her
of
jam.
that, she can't do it. She's clever. She can manipulate a room. She can
Right.
use her surroundings, but she can't trick people.
Right.
So
she goes in pleading the, hey, I'm here.
sinful.
And I need to be bathed in the tar of cleanliness.
What's
and
with all the sin and the sex and the envy? And they like close the door on her and she's like,
"Ah,
all
fuck
right.
it."
And so she busts in. Mushroom Lily is like up to her elbow in the goo. Buffy bursts in. And as she's like, Ken, what the fuck? Ken is pamphleteer Prophet, by the way. She's like, Ken, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? And then Lily is sucked in to the
tar.
goo. And Buffy goes to go after her. Ken, holds her back, but then they both fall into the goo. So all three of them fall through the goo, and they're kind of coming to, and
They
Ken
fall through the other side, slam into a concrete floor.
there's
so
no pool.
now
It's-
there's goo in the ceiling where they fell through. So it's a portal of sorts.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like a happy place. It doesn't look like the feng shui of this place is definitely off. And Ken also looks like he took quite a spill because he's like,
holding
oh, my
hard.
face.
Yeah.
And then we see that face be glued on, and underneath he be demon.
Got a little kind of latter-day Freddy Krueger face.
Yes. And I said, Ken has the energy. I know that my fellow theater dorks will understand what I'm saying. Ken has the energy of a power-hungry stage manager where he just is equal parts so excited to be the boss and have some power
tripping.
but also just like so annoyed at everyone around him and his minions and just wants everyone to follow the fucking rules.
Yeah, he's punctilious to a fault.
Yes. Stage manager. So I will now refer to pamphleteer Prophet Ken as the stage manager. So
This guy was good. This actor was really good.
Fantastic.
He made you hate him. He wasn't
He was also like playing a character.
Yeah.
He made choices.
He reminded me of like a Star Trek The Next Generation villain who
Yes.
like shows up fully formed. We only get him for one episode, but we instantly know everything we need to know about him, and he's really compelling and he's really formidable.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
Loved it.
They really took their time with the casting of season 3, episode 1. They were like, we gotta do this.
Strong showing. Yeah.
The fights are fighting. The
Oh my God,
demons
the
are
fights.
demoning.
We haven't even gotten to the fights yet.
It was just really, really great.
We've only had little whiff of fights here and there. We're about to get WrestleMania
Yeah.
Royal Rumble
Yeah.
up in this piece, and it's fucking awesome.
So the stage manager's a demon. The girls see it, and so Lily runs away. And it's like some sort of demon sweatshop
Yeah.
factory where they are making sweatshops. No, I don't know what they're making.
What do you mean, like, how much money does the company make?
Oh, no, I mean, what do we make?
I don't follow. We make money.
No, I know we make I mean, what do we create?
We create wealth.
No, I mean, what do we build? What do we design?
Well, then we see one guy like kind of hammering something onto an anvil, kind of.
We also
and
have
then-
like barrels of fire.
lava. Yeah.
I don't know what they're making. Sound off in the comments if you know what type of factory this is. Ken ends up coming up behind them. He knocks out Buffy, tells Lily, You're never leaving. Back with the Scoobies, this is where Willow gets snatched up. Xander is fighting with a vamp. Cordelia sees it. She runs up and she kind of like sandwiches the vamp between her and Xander had the stake like this, so they end up sort of staking the vampire together, and then the vampire disappears and they make out. It was a cathartic coming together for these two.
It was great. It was annoying. It was all the things you want it to be.
Yeah. So Buffy now wakes up in a cage with Lily, and this was really heartbreaking. This poor fucking girl is sitting there just kind of comatose next to a skeleton saying, I knew I'd always end up here. And Demon Ken...
Well, here is hell, she tells Buffy.
Yeah. Demon Ken comes up and says, what is hell but the absence of hope? He then refers to Ricky and says...
He forgot you. It took him a long time. He remembered your name years after he'd forgotten his own.
And we learn that one day up on the surface is like 100 years down here.
So that's how she was able to lose track of Ricky for a day, but he was down in the demon sweatshop.
Yeah.
Aged for decades, was finally released back into the world, and it had only been a day, but he's now an old man.
Yeah. Dark, dude. Like fucking dark shit.
Yeah.
So
there's some commentary about what it is to go punch the clock at a 9 to 5 in here. Honestly, it drains you of everything. You're an automaton. You have no identity. You don't know who you are. Then it spits you out of the world when you're useless and you've been used up. Like there's some kind of
100. Yeah.
You know,
so we
anti-work sentiment in this script here.
Yeah. So we see that the newbies are all lined up. And there is a really the guards down here are scurry.
The guy who's like doing the orientation.
And then he's got like kind of
look like
skin beanie.
Yeah, he looked like
but over his eyes too.
It looked like one of the guys from Fat Albert Gang who had like the eye holes in his stocking cap.
Yeah.
It's also giving Slipknot a little bit.
Yeah, it was very scary. And so he asks, one guy is like, who are you? And the guy's like, Aaron, and he hits him in the head. So then he comes to Sweet Little Mushroom. And he's like, who are you? And she's like, no one. Like, she very easily is like, nobody. I ain't no one. I'm nobody. I'm nobody.
That lives very close to the surface for her.
And
she doesn't have to reach deep to come up with that.
Yeah. So goes to the next person. Who are you? No one. Comes to Buffy. She looks up and she says,
I'm Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, and you are?
And it was just so
great.
Great. So great. It's so the Buffy that we've been wanting to see for this whole episode.
She's been pretending she's not Buffy since she left home. And the idea of actually losing your identity not by your own choice was a splash of cold water, was a wake-up call.
Yeah.
To remind her who she is.
Oh, that's such a good point. Yeah. She obviously takes everybody out, knocks out all the guards, and takes that opportunity to say to the youngins, like, okay, I'm going to create a distraction. Lily, you need to get everyone out of here. And it's so sweet because Lily's like, I can't. And Buffy's like, yes, you can. You can do this because I'm telling you to. She knows that she needs a guardian.
She has no initiative, but
but exactly.
If she can attach to Buffy, Buffy can then point her in a direction.
Yeah. So Lily is now getting everyone out. Buffy is running through, trying to draw their attention away from all of this, fighting them. Fucking the stage manager is up top and he's like, humans don't fight back. Humans don't fight back. And I was like, I think I've literally heard stage managers say that about actors. Epic fight scene.
Unfuckable. It just keeps going. I feel like
listen, Sarah Michelle was doing a lot
of this. Yeah.
She trained over the break.
I think not only was she doing some of it, but they also took greater care to hide the identity of the stunt double.
Yeah.
Because this was all very well lit. There was like theatrical, dramatic lighting. This wasn't in shadows.
Yeah.
And they really did a good job of hiding the stunt double's face. I feel like the best fights in the show prior to this season have only been about a third as long as this.
Yeah.
Like this just kept going, cool move after cool move. She spins around on a pole.
Yeah.
Then she's jumping over things that are coming at her legs. And then she's bopping guys and she's doing this and she's catching stuff. She's posing in hero pose with acquired weapons that she's gotten from the bad guys.
So great.
So fucking cool.
So Ken is super pissed. So as Lily is trying to get the hostages away, she's sort of bringing up the caboose. The stage manager grabs her and he sort of brings her out onto the balcony to be like, listen, bitch. And he's like, one of you fights and you all die. And then he sort of steps in front of, you know, Lily to
pontificate.
And Lily
finds something
inside of her and pushes him off the balcony, which was so fucking fantastic. The timing of it, the way that they have him doing his big villain speech and splat. It was so great. The show actually does that a few more times and I love it every time. Just like knocking the wind out of somebody. It's so fun. So Buffy then manages to kind of break away from the fight. She climbs up a chain. This is where I told Eric, I feel more confident in my ability to take out 30 giant demons than I do to climb up a rope.
Yeah, you'd still be stuck down there.
I'd still be stuck
You'd
down
have vanquished everybody.
Yeah.
It would be your home now.
Just me. Be like, well, you know, there's a rope for me to climb up there, but that won't be happening.
Maybe I'll try again today. No.
Yeah, no. So you know, she breaks away, she climbs a rope, gets them to like this big gate that she has to like lift. And like, obviously we know that like the gate isn't actually heavy. She's not actually straining, but boy, oh boy,
she sold it.
The gate and Buffy did a great job. Yes. Like the gate was like, I'm heavy. And Buffy was like, I'm strong. Like it was really great spatial work.
I think Buffy and that gate won for best couple at the MTV Movie Awards.
Congratulations, you guys. Yeah, it was really great. Great, just like physical work.
Everyone slides under,
and here comes the stage manager and he tries to like pummel Buffy to the other side of the gate, but as soon as he does that, the gate comes down and goes through his calves.
Yeah, it was grisly. It was gruesome.
Why is that somehow like grosser to me than if it had gone through like his torso?
I'm not sure, but I'm right there with you.
It's so much more visceral for some reason. So he's there and he's like, we're on in 5, curtains up in 5. And then Buffy, listen.
Put your props back on the table.
And Buffy, listen, she's clearly not lost a step with her fighting. She has lost a step with her quips. With her puns
feel like
quips.
Willow's a better quipper at this point.
At this point, yeah. Clearly Buffy was practicing her fighting, but not her quips, because she says to the stage manager, want to see my impression of Gandhi? And then she smashes his head in with a club. Lily Mushroom comes up and says, Gandhi? And Buffy says,
well, you know, he was really pissed off.
Anyway, so she's helping everyone out back through the goo, and they all, you know, get up and they're sort of like, how do we make sure that, and then it closes up all on its own.
Makes a fun little sound and it bricks over. Yeah.
Back in Buffy's hotel motel room, she's letting Lily stay there, that it's paid up for the next 3 weeks. Also, I will give you my job. Mitch, my boss, doesn't care. You can do that. So Buffy's getting her on her feet. This was so sweet. This was so lovely.
It really was. I was not filled with confidence that this is going to last long or end well for her.
No, but you know what?
You can only do what you can do.
You can only do what you can do. And Mushroom is like, I'm not great at taking care of myself. And Buffy says, it gets easier, takes practice.
And then Mushroom strokes the name tag on the uniform and says, can I be Anne?
Can I be Anne?
Whatever happened to that Anne we were both so crazy about?
All right, so back to Sunnydale. Joyce is trying to fix the dishwasher on her own, which was such an image of loneliness, you know, like of just trying to fix this appliance on your own. And then she hears a knock and it's Buffy. And they hug And both women are definitely like, let's start over. And it was lovely. That was season 3, episode 1.
We're off to a great start.
Yeah.
Sunnydale High Yearbook Committee meeting now in session. What did you have for best dressed?
Best dressed, I had Giles. I just felt like he said, I'm a professional tweed suit wearer.
In his 3-piece?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked great. I had a Ty, the singer at the Bronze,
Sure.
I already mentioned, and Buffy in her purple dress in her dream.
Oh,
Just looked great.
this guy loves a sundress. It's very cute.
Yeah, I think I'm in the majority on that. I think a lot of people like sundresses. Who'd you have for worst dressed?
Worst dressed, I had Mushroom at the very end. I feel like Buffy took her to a thrift store, which is fine. Like
Yeah.
she needs more than one outfit, but like
It was crunchy.
And it was very much like, well, I have this.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't
It was ill-fitting and not a lot of
Ill-fitting,
thought
yeah.
put into it.
Yeah.
I'm just calling it like I see it. There's a scene with a sex worker leaning into the street trying to drum up some business. Wasn't feeling it.
Wasn't feeling it.
No.
Okay. Good to know.
What'd you have for best line?
Best line, I had I know this is cheesy, but it was so what we needed. It was so like done at the perfect time and in the perfect way.
I'm Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, and you are?
Like it was just the timing
Iconic.
of it was so great.
Iconic.
Yeah.
I also gave it to Buffy.
What are you doing?
Breaking into your office and going through your private files.
That was my runner up.
Yeah, it was awesome. And what'd you have for worst line?
Worst line is I had the poor pamphleteer with his pamphlets. It said, "Come home to family home."
Mine was, want to see my impression of Gandhi?
Yeah, it was rough.
It was, because it took me out of the scene. I had to go like, what
the fuck?
could that even
Yeah.
possibly mean?
Yeah.
And what'd you have for best move?
Best move, there were a billion. So I really felt like I needed to like think outside the box here. When she pulls that phone out of the wall without even looking, it was really satisfying.
So cool. I gave it to Oz, who was spinning his steak like a drumstick.
Oh.
And you pointed out in the watch along that it looked like it was actually the handle of a baseball bat.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
Mhm.
I also gave it to students using the library.
Oh, there you go.
And lastly, what did you have for most likely?
Most likely to only use 3 jokes when slaying vampires, Eric Lane, Porter, Martin. And they will be something about 2 tickets to Dunstan checks in. I went to high school with blank, something that sounds like a name. And that's our Christmas card, you guys, after taking any picture at all. And he'll just say those 3 over and over again. And so it'll be that he actually ends up slaying vampires by boring them to tears by only saying 3 things.
I had not nearly as pointed or personally hurtful to my co-host. Most likely to be convicted of identity theft for trying to collect Buffy's Slayer pension, Lily, Chanterelle, Sister Sunshine, Anne. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to be back with the rest of season 3. Please give us a like. Please give us a subscribe. Give us a subscribe. I don't think that's English. Please leave us a rating and review 5 stars on your podcast app. Leave a comment below. Tell us your picks for best dressed, worst dressed, most likely, best line, worst line, best move. What you thought of Joyce's parenting in this episode. What do you thought of my very quotable lines there? It sounds like I'm incredibly quotable is what I heard. While you're checking stuff out, please check out our other show, Kim and Ket Stay Alive Maybe, co-starring her and the hilarious Kim Burns, and occasionally me these days because Kim's on maternity leave. I produce that show. It comes out every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts, on social media at KKSam Podcast. This show is on social media at Major Slayage Pod. That's all we got. Love you guys. And until next time,
Dust you later.